I want to first express my gratitude to you for what you have done in championing literature, both as president and now in the afterlife of that, where you put out these closely watched lists of recommended books. What was the idea, and did you imagine it would become the literary event that it's become?
I think it happened sort of organically. During my presidency, I recall that if I got off Air Force One or Marine One with a book in hand, people would notice. And so I thought, well, maybe I should be a little more intentional than this. I think the first list I did was a summer reading list, because I thought it would be fun. We were going to go off for vacation with the girls, and I thought, maybe people want to know what I was reading. Not all of which, by the way, was policy books and nonfiction, but I loved fiction, and I loved new authors.
You're performing this incredible service to society, to humanity, and to history, a public service, by demystifying the process by which you became president and what it was like as you were president.
That process, I think, was important in part because it reminds people that democracy, our government, this is us. It is not something separate. It is not something apart. It is just a bunch of conversations between people and organizations made up of people with all their flaws and all their biases and all their strengths and stories.
What about writer's block? I mean, how do you deal with that?
Most of the time I would sit there. I don't even know what writer's block means, because most of the time I'm sitting there and I'm dragging this thing out. And then what's rarer are those times where it just flows and you feel like, you write just a page and you read it back and you say, man, that was nice. That works. But
you're in the zone.
You're in the zone.
When it comes to writing and art, there's a saying that all art is abandoned, never completed.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, writing through the pandemic, what that was like for you. How did you manage to let your manuscript go? Because I know that you are a deep thinker, very introspective and analytical, and reworking things. How has that been for you?
I think it was maybe a little bit different for me than for you, Isabel, because you were writing a book that, which, by the way, I cannot recommend strongly enough. Cast is a powerful and timely description of some long-term trends in America, and so you had to encapsulate in that book a lot of stuff that was evident as you were writing.
Yeah.
I was deliberately trying, as you mentioned earlier, to stay in the moment and not project beyond the scope of the up through the first 2 years of my presidency.
Thank you so much for making the time. I've just enjoyed it so much. Thank you.
And I look forward to seeing you in person.
Yes.
Once the COVID threat has lessened, and I think we're all looking forward to being back in bookstores. And I do miss just interacting with people who are reading the book in person rather than by Zoom.
Absolutely. Be safe and be well.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.